I am Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. Tonight, a new Resident Evil game has apparently been announced. My followers on Discord, you better not be telling porcupines, because if you are, I'm going to look like quite the fool. It's called Resident Evil Requiem. I haven't even seen the thumbnail. Here's a reaction video to the new Resident Evil game. Right, let's see what we got here. Resident Evil Requiem. I wonder what the thumbnail's like. What could it be like? Yeah, oh look, it's real. There's a new Resident Evil game. Okay, let's watch it. Better be good.
Sir.
It's like X-Files, bruv. Oh no, don't tell me it's a fucking... Okay, so much DEI straight off the bat. You knew it. You knew it. You fucking knew it. Oh no, if it's Jill, it's not.
Grace. Grace. Grace Ashcroft.
Yes?
My office.
Coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday, it'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now. We found another body. One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating. Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Okay.
Alright, she's a babe, but that's good.
I need your eyes on the crime scene.
This is great voice acting.
The Renwood Hotel. I know that's where your mother was murdered. Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past. Grace.
What is this? Hey!
That's very PT.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
That's very accurate.
Getting all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
Oh, wicked. Oh my Lord, have mercy. February 27th, 2026. Peeps are happy. Okay, I mean, at first I thought it's some DEI thing. Now, it wasn't me who decided to make everything about Ace Ray and Ender J and X-Say. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was the left who did that. Every single video game I loved growing up has now been infected with politics and the Trojan horse's identity politics. So they essentially put their own brand of politics into it and kind of cover it up with like diversity and stuff like that. So forgive me for being a little bit on edge when I saw this starting. We know Capcom have DEI departments. We know that they've censor some of their games, and they censored Jill a little bit on the remakes, and also Ada Wong and stuff like that on Resident Evil 4. So when I saw it, I saw a Whammon, I saw the Black Police Chief, I thought, is this just a bunch of leftists who are obsessed with Ace, Ray, and Ender J? But then, of course, in the 80s, we have the kind of Black Police Chief archetype, and we've had a lot of cool female characters. So forgive me for being a little bit apprehensive, but the female character is kind of hot. And the police chief, he was cool. I liked him. I thought the voice acting was tippity top. That was tippity top. I fancy myself as a bit of a budding voice actor, and I think I could do it. And so I'm really critical when I hear other people do it. Is it jealousy? Is it a legitimate kind of feeling? You let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. But nevertheless, I'm sensitive to voice acting, and that guy was tip top. It was so good. The delivery was good. The script was good. And you're going to let me know in the comments. The family OG, aka Fefa Milayog, in the comments, he really knows about these games. He's got loads of videos on his channel regarding Resident Evil, so give him a follow if you like Resident Evil. Definitely there's some stuff in there from other games. Forgive me, I don't know who the main character is there. The nerds who are first time to this channel are probably going to say, oh my god, you don't even know who their character is, man. Look, I know the Jill, I know the Chris, I know Leon, I know my Peking duck pudding princess Ada Wong. I know those characters. I love those characters. I don't know the one who's in that. I've finished Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, Veronica, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5. Who was the female character in that? There was some supernatural kind of elements, and that put me off initially when you saw some guy and he's all mysterious. There was always some kind of quasi supernatural element to these games, but I didn't play Resident Evil 7 or 8. And I know that there was more of a supernaturally kind of vibe in 7, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. And that's not the Resident Evil that I know and love. The Resident Evil that I know and love is zombies and kind of mutation and freakish mutated monsters and virus and plague, those kind of archetypes. That when it starts to veer into the psychological, some of it's okay. There was some ghostly stuff, I think, in Resident Evil. Which one was it with the knights, where the knights, you go in the room and then the knight tries to chop you? That was a little bit supernatural. That was cool, but it doesn't have supernatural overtones. I was a bit concerned the game's going to be too supernatural. That's why I didn't play Resident Evil 7. It just felt a little bit like ghosty and spooky. I know there's a lot of zombie stuff in it still, but it felt a bit more like veering away from the core of just zombies and blood and gore and body horror. So I was a bit concerned at the beginning of the trailer, but then there seemed to be some zombie stuff and some freakish mutated monsters, which is what I like, bruv. And it looked quite on brand. And it looked a little bit like PT. Do you remember that playable teaser from the PlayStation 4, that amazing supernatural horror game in that corridor? That looked cool. The graphics looked quite good. I like the way that they've kept the whole kind of detective kind of crime solving aspect of it. But it's a bit more corporate now. They're in an office building. That's a setting I haven't really seen so much. Usually it's the old school, very messy police station, but this has a bit more of a corporate feel about it, a bit more of a intelligence agency feel about it, which I quite liked. Even though it's one and the same thing, it's just the aesthetic. This to me looks more like intelligence agency than kind of beat up old police station in the sticks. So I kind of like that slight shift in tone there. I think that's cool. I'm very curious about who the characters are. Zian Omega in the comments says, I don't like the new characters. Give me Chris, Jill, Leon, and Claire. Right? It's hard to change it. It's like you can't have a classic brand with classic characters and then change the characters. But Japanese do that a lot. They do that in anime and manga. Zian Omega says, meh. Internet Tough Guy in the comments says, it looks like it could be first person. Family OG says it's the FBI. Right, so right, there we go. So thank you, Fefa Milayog. Family OG. Fefa Milayog. You know I love you, Fefa. It does look like it's some kind of intelligence agency, and I like that. I think we can move towards that from the typical rundown 80s police station to intelligence agency. Let's do that. They're gonna have a difficulty threading a plot into this game when it's the full weight of the intelligence agencies investigating the zombies. But then if they investigate the zombies with the same competence as they did Jeffrey Epstein, then I'm sure there'll be a reason for the zombies to exist. Because I mean, the case will be closed in about 10 minutes, bruv. I got my smartphone. Look, there's a fucking zombie. The world's ending. The whole world's gonna know about it in 5 minutes. And, well, the world would put a stop to that and put a nuclear warhead on it, and it just wouldn't be allowed to happen in the same way the original Resident Evil games could happen when there's no smartphones, and isolated incidents could take place and blossom to the benefit of the narrative. So it's quite cool. I think we should watch it again, like slow it down a little bit. Do you know what I'm saying? See if we can pull out any Easter eggs or any little references and stuff like that. I think before we do that, we should actually kind of just Google Resident Evil Requiem coming for PlayStation 5 and Xbox in February 2026 to find out the details that all the nerds online have already unearthed. Let's see what we can find. It's very, very new, this trailer. So yeah, we got PlayStation. It's really new. We got something on Reddit. Reddit will probably let us know a little bit about it. Let's see what we got, everybody. Pfeffermilliog. Right, everything we know about... Okay, this is a very clickbait title. Here we go. So this is Games Radar. They say everything we know about Resident Evil 9. Resident Evil Requiem. Resident Evil Requiem is the official title of Resident Evil 9. It was revealed at Summer Game Fest. 9th mainline Resident Evil game. It's going to feature Grace Ashcroft. Okay, so yeah, it is an intelligence agency, FBI agent and daughter of Resident Evil Outbreak's Alyssa. What the hell? I didn't even play that. Is she brand new? As she embarks on a no doubt terrifying journey to confront her past. But, it makes me a little bit sad because back in the days, these games made by men, essentially for people like them, men, often had a nice kind of like sexier character. The main character was a babe. Let's give it that. We don't want to trash talk the main character if it looks kind of good. She's kind of a babe, but a little bit frumpy back in the day, right? Especially Resident Evil 3, they paid a little bit more respect to the ultimate female form. Not so much in this one, but I don't know. Times have changed, I guess. But at least she's got kind of a nice face and no massive, square, hulking behemoth jaw. It's been a long time coming, says Games Radar. Resident Evil Village was released 4 years ago. Has it been that long? In 2021? Amazing. Okay, so this trailer is so new, there's hardly any analysis for it. Here's the main character. Actually, doesn't really look that hot there. Doesn't really look that hot, but yeah. Okay, there you go. FBI badge. Okay, so there's no info about this at all, it seems like. This is just an SEO clickbait article. Story and setting. Here we go. Raccoon Police Department. Is this place still standing? I thought this got nuked. I thought this literally had a nuclear warhead on it when they took out the Tyrant in the first game. Okay, so we're going back to the series' roots, the Raccoon City disaster. I mean, look, it's going to be ridiculous for the narrative, but as long as they're going back to the roots, I don't care, because we need the original claustrophobic, in a massive house, a Baroque house in the middle of nowhere with zombies and monsters and mutated monsters and viruses and massive weapons, ballistics, shotguns, pistols, white chocky wocky maggers, bruv, the big white chocolate Magnum. Magnum was an amazing ice cream in the UK when I was growing up, if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about. We need all these wicked weapons. We need all these core components of the Resident Evil series. Grace Ashford. So Ashford, he's the guy who was he in Resident Evil? He's either created the T-virus or he created the mansion. Ashford in Resident Evil. I think he created it with some other dude. Oh no, maybe not. Yeah, Alexander Ashford. I think. Yeah, I remember this in Veronica. Who is this dude? Alexander Ashford, the son of Edward Ashford. He's the dude who started it. Yeah, yes. He helped his father study the progenitor virus. Okay. Alexander did not have that. So okay, so it seems like the main character in this is essentially part of the lineage that created the horrible virus that ironically now she has to stop. I'm guessing. So that's going to add some stakes to things and some irony. I like that. She's the daughter of Alyssa Ashford. So is this the Ashford that started the virus? It has to be. It can't be a coincidence, right? Okay, so she has to delve back into her past to confront the demons. Don't know much about the story. And that's it. So thanks, Jasmine, for nothing on Games Radar. Okay, so we're going to have to work out what's going on ourselves. Reddit might have some good info. Don't laugh. Okay, no. So we're going to have to find out the info ourselves. Let's watch it and take it apart, shall we? Ajay says in the comments, Raccoon City was actually nuked in Resident Evil 3, not Resident Evil 1. Dude, I swear to God, when we were flying away in Resident Evil 1, they dropped a bomb on the thing, on the Tyrant. I swear to God, in one of the endings. I swear, dude. And we nuked Rebecca. I remember we didn't get her out of the mix. Or we nuked somebody. We left someone behind. Let's watch the trailer, right? And we'll slow it down. We'll work shit out ourselves, right? You're involved. Right?
Sir.
Okay, look. The FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives on the wall. I bet you they're going to incriminate Chris or Leon or something, right? That would be the plot. Can we see who the wanted fugitives are? We know they're going to do that. This is my prediction. You can save this video. They're going to incriminate Leon or Chris. They're going to incriminate them somehow. Okay, so look, she's hardworking. She's a hardworking woman, Miss Ashford. What's on the screen, bruv? Oh yeah, here, look, unidentified disaster. So she's looking into the original incident. So I don't know. It's still standing there, so they're gonna have to go back to it. You would have thought that Umbrella would have flattened that to cover their tracks, but obviously not. Wanted. Look, who's this? It's not Chris. Unless he's really let himself go. Investigation summary report. Instant fourth victim of unidentified disease. A deceased. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, please consider donating. It helps keep me alive and adds to the cigar fund. Streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre, Patreon.com/Johnny Massacre, PayPal.me, that's ME/give me a hell yeah, spelled GIMMEAHELLYEAH. Back to Resident Evil Requiem analysis. Summary of incident. The computer screen of Miss Ashford says in the FBI. A deceased individual was discovered at an abandoned government office. Okay, so they're doing research on it. Preliminary analysis suggests the deceased. Okay, Ajay in the comments says the mansion exploded in Resident Evil 1. So why is it still standing? Is that the remnants of the explosion? Okay. Right, here we go. The thing is, like, honestly, right, just saying what I would do, because you know that DI ruins games, right? Just saying what I would do, if I was in the cultural sensitivity, I'm like, put a whammon. So, like, right now, at this point in time, this is like the most diverse FBI ever. Okay, she's at her computer. This is obviously in engine, obviously. I like the vibe of it.
Grace.
Dude, like, it is the most diverse. The thing, mate, Capcom. Let's have a look. So look, this is on Capcom's website, the Japanese website. Special feature, development, personal diversity. Promoting diversity, aiming to become a global company. I tell you, I live in Japan. These dudes don't give a F about that. They only care about, like, they just don't care about this kind of stuff. intermingling of various values gives rise to new creations. They wheeled this guy out at gunpoint. Consumer Games Research and Development, Nariyuki Nobuyama, and you know, the communists have infiltrated. Look, I mean, so you can tell like there's like hallmark. This is the most diverse FBI office ever. But yeah. So anyways, it's not about that. It's really just about you've got leftists in the building who are kind of controlling the agenda at Capcom. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay.
Yes?
So she's the kind of beautiful, under the glasses, nerdy woman type character that we've seen before. The kind of quirky female who's not all about being the babe. Who's kind of... She's a babe, but she's a little bit shy, a little bit introverted.
My office.
Oh,
She's hardworking, right? An orgy of evidence suggesting how hardworking she is. She's also a bit disorganized, so she's kind of relatable and flawed. That's quite good for a character. You want her to be a bit flawed. But then, yeah, that to me looks like a flawed character.
coming. If this is about the report you asked for yesterday...
Looking quite hot there. Definitely asking her out for a coffee, mate.
It'll be ready in 3. No, 2 days, tops.
Put a hold on that for now.
Okay, this guy's voice acting is tippity top. Tip top. Like, seriously, appreciate this for a second, how solid and smooth this is. Ah, look, she's a babe though, isn't it? She's a babe.
We found another body.
It's so good. The voice acting is actually 10 out of 10 good.
One that exhibits the same pathology as the others we've been investigating.
It's so good. It's not overdone, which is something you come to expect from Resident Evil. But at the same time, it's not undercooked. Do you know what I mean? So he's trying to be believable. He's trying to say it like how you'd really say it. And that's how it comes across. And that's easier said than done. This is the voice actor.
Now I need a good technical analyst on this.
Dude, she's a babe.
Okay.
She's a babe. Oh, mate, I'm in love. Baby. Look. Baby.
I need your eyes on the crime scene.
The thing is, it does reflect the real world because they put DEI into everything, right?
Renwood Hotel.
Okay, let's slow this down. What's this though? I know Fefamilago in the comments knows this. What look?
The Renwood Hotel.
The what hotel? We got captions. Let's see. Annotations, subtitles, English.
The Renwood Hotel.
The Renwood Hotel. Okay, so I spelled that wrong. Renwood Hotel, Resident Evil. Resident Evil 9. She sent to Renwood Hotel, the site of her mother's murder, where things get predictably terrifying and violent. Okay, so her mother's been murdered. How do we know that? Are we back on game Screen Rant? Okay. Okay, so she's sent to the place where her mother was murdered. That's quite the place to send your staff member. But let's roll with it for the sake of the story.
Hotel.
Okay, so her mother was murdered there. Okay, so this is it's a trope, and it's good. It's just good because this works. So main character has a unresolved trauma in the past that they need to overcome, and the hero's journey is always internal. It's played out externally, but it's always internal. So she has to find some resolution to her mother's murder. So she has to go back and face the demons. I like this story. Resident Evil's always been B movie, so this is absolutely perfect. I'm not expecting some, absolute forward-thinking narrative masterpiece. Let's keep it simple, tried and tested. This is quite good for the story.
I know that's where your mother was murdered.
Right, he said it. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, wait. Right, she looks kind of mean there. She's investigating. X-Files vibes, right? See, this is where I thought, not some paranormal thing. But then again, there was always a dude like this in the series, kind of, from number 4 onwards, right? Shopping cart in the comments doesn't like Rebecca. I kind of liked her, but she's pretty forgettable for me. I liked her better in the first Resident Evil. I thought she served a purpose in that, and she was quite memorable, and the character design was quite good. She was only there to kind of serve as a kind of narrative stakes for Chris, I think, and maybe Jill as well. But I think it was for Chris, right? It's for Chris, right? But Resident Evil 0, I wasn't really. It's quite a little bit forgettable, but. Okay, so this dude giving off a bit of Resident Evil 4 vibes. What was that guy's name? Salah or something. But he's all dirty, bruv.
Alyssa died 8 years ago. Perhaps it's time for you to face the past.
Baby. Look, let's find a happy medium. You want some DEI in the game? Okay, just look, please give us a babe. We'll meet you halfway. You didn't give us the boober, but it's, I mean, this is an improvement, is it not? I bet you £1 million that it was probably a square jaw before, and in the last 6 months, they said, mate, you have to change that. It would take 5 minutes to change the character model, wouldn't it? Sadler, that's it, Ajay, thank you. Dude, look at this. This is dirty. What's that? Look, that's filthy. That is scary. Just the aesthetic gives me goosebumps. This is going to be scary as F. Look at that. Just a bed and that. Why is that so terrifying? It's in the dark. It's got a little permutation of light suggesting there's some kind of escape, but you feel like you can't get out of it. It's all distorted. The bed is filthy. Look at it, bruv. Absolutely filthy. Looks like Biden's basement. This looks scary. Look at that. Why is that so scary? Look at that. It's horrible. I like this. Who's that though? Look. Okay, so it looks like Silent Hill. It looks more like Silent Hill than Resident Evil at this point. Look, who are the conspiracy? Is that a grave? Are they looking into a grave? And do you know what this reminds me of? It's Condemned. That's a deep cut from the Xbox. Do you remember that? The crackhead buildings full of dudes with 2x4s and pipes. Xenomega says, I wonder why they didn't pick Rose. I don't know, like a new character, I'm kind of down with it. But maybe they're going to come into it, bruv. Bit of fan service. Look, what's happening here? What is that? Difficult to tell. Maybe it's operating light or something, but these guys look very intimidating. Hard to glean any clues from that.
Grace.
Okay, so obviously they're either going to experiment on her or they're going to try to operate, but I'm guessing they're going to experiment. We've seen that before. They infect them with something.
What is this?
Bro, what is that though? See, this looks paranormal. That looks more like Silent Hill than Resident Evil to me. If I showed you this screenshot and you didn't know what game it was from, would you say that was from Silent Hill or would you say that's from Resident Evil? Serious question.
Stay close.
Mate, what was that? We have to put the captions on.
Stay close.
Stay close. Stay close. Is that a man's voice or a woman's?
Stay close.
I think maybe is that the mother? Is it the mother kind of calling for you or something? Have they turned her mother into something? Have they used the mother as some kind of incubator for something else? Was the mother involved in the T virus? Missing. So all these peeps have gone missing. So they're obviously experimenting on people. I'm guessing when she goes back, they're gonna abduct her and then try to experiment on her. But in the age of smartphones, somehow they're gonna have to find a way for her to be isolated from the most powerful intelligence agency in the world and not send an army in to go and find her, along with these missing people.
They're coming.
They're coming.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for.
Dude, he's got a gramophone. You gotta love that.
Searching for one that I've been. I know now that you're the one that. I know now that you're the one. I know now that.
God, man, they make it hard to hear.
I know now that you're the one.
I know now.
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for.
So he's been searching for one person. This is obviously the antagonist. I know now that you're the one I've been searching for. Dude, he's got a gramophone. He's got a gramophone. So he's an eccentric kind of villain. By a fireplace as well.
Special one.
Okay, it's a special one. So that's why she's on the operating table. She's got something. She's got a special blood type or something that's going to enable them to do something.
Chosen one.
Chosen one. Because it's a family lineage. If the mother went missing, she must have something that these bad guys want. And then the daughter has something similar. So something to do with DNA. Look at his room, bruv. He's sitting here like a madman in the dark. Look how excellent the environments are. That's the thing that's standing out the most to me, is the quality of the environments. Director of photography deserves a raise.
Miss Ashcroft.
Ashcroft. Yeah, so, but that's the thing, because the original Ashcroft, didn't he experiment on himself? I'm pretty sure he did inject himself, right? I remember that cutscene from Resident Evil Veronica or something. So maybe it's only their blood. He tested it on his blood. Something to do with that. Resident Evil Ashcroft tested on himself. Capturing him. They used him as a... See. Resident Evil Wiki. Alexia Ashford was a member of the British nobility coming from the Ashford family, the adopted daughter of Alexander Ashford, the 6th Earl of Ashford. Through her grandfather, Dr. Edward Ashford, she was able to gain a position as a virologist. Test. Capturing him, they used him as a test subject. Alfred, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Lord Spencer. I remember this now. It's Spencer and Ashford. Capturing him in March 1983. That is when I was born. They used him as a test subject for the T. Veronica virus that she had created by binding together the progenitor virus and the remnants of an ancient virus found within a queen ant. Since her father didn't have any preparation beforehand, the experiment turned Alexander into the insane monster known as Nosferatu. Okay, so obviously the plot of this game, they want someone from the same lineage because it's going to help them develop the virus in the same way they developed the virus in these original games. Something to do with that. She has a special kind of blood. That's my prediction. Thanks, Xian.
Investigating all these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down. Need to keep our voices.
All these strange deaths, huh?
We need to keep our voices down.
Have you seen the same shit I've seen?
Please know that you are my hope.
Mate, they can't hear it.
Please know that you are my hope.
Everyone's gone.
How is this bloody police station still standing? How is it still standing? What about that statue though? Who's that? Historians? Who's that? That's a female. Got a sword and a spear. Who could that be? Anyone using AI in the comments? Interesting. Okay, so now we're going to get to see someone who's probably turning into a zombie, and this is the vibe I want in the game. Bro, look at this. The graphics look so good. The way that the camera is moving, because it's not fixed, makes it look more realistic. You know, when they do that, it can make it look ultra realistic. Look at that. Bro, I'm all about this thing. This is... Look at that, how horrible that is. I cannot wait for this. This is like PT. This is obviously influenced by PT. Let's slow this down, because this is so cool. Right, here we go. Bro, that is a female. That is horrible. That is a female character. Like, look at his head. That's, well, it could be. And what? Look, it's got. This was probably chained to something. I wonder if that was chained to the same bed the main character's chained. And also, look, someone is standing here behind it. Is this person controlling the beast? Is some kind of beast whisperer? Look at that. Look, just standing there, motionless. Look, that looks like a female to me. Yeah, it was chained to something. Look at his hand. The hand is disgusting. Look, it looks like a spider, dude. That is brilliant design. Dude, the design of this game is so good. Mate, I am so ready for this. I'm quite hyped. It could be the two coffees, but I'm hyped for this. Okay, so that seems to be the bad guy, always wearing a hood. Also, so this guy, he's the bad guy, but I think he's also the herald. So the herald is the archetype who opens the portal to the new world, which is only reachable by crossing a threshold. The herald is usually some loathly figure, or it could be a natural disaster or some cataclysmic event, or it's some dude in a hood, a bit like an Obi-Wan. Of course, Obi-Wan's benevolent, but this guy is clearly gonna be the herald. He's clearly the guy who's gonna beckon the main character to cross the threshold. So correct me if I'm wrong, but even though he is an antagonist, I think this is a herald character, because who else is going to be at the threshold to bring the character through the portal? It has to be the herald. Okay, more zombie stuff. This is what I'm all about. But you see how they don't show anyone actually as a zombie, so you do have to wonder if they're going to try to do something a little bit different. But what else could this be other than a zombie? This poor fellow, he's got it real bad. Look, he's wearing a black tie, which is kind of mental. What's that all about? So kidnapping someone from the FBI, presumably. This guy's in a suit. Dude, that looks like Raccoon Police Department. I seem to remember. It might just be the FBI, but it looks a little bit. It looks different from the office before. I wonder if that's a flashback or something. Wow, that just scared me. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, I mean, it's monsters, bro. I want monsters. And they changed the Q to a 9. That's a nice touch. Dude, it was great. The trailer was great. I give it... What will I give it? Oh, you'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. You'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. It looks faithful to the series. The environments look fantastic. The creatures look great from the little we could see from that. The voice acting is tippity tip top. And it's intriguing. They didn't give away too much. They didn't, you know, when they show too much, it kind of spoils it. I think they gave just the right amount to create a buzz. And it's coming pretty soon, within less than a year. So I'm quite hyped for that. I'll give that an 8 out of 10. It wasn't some mind-blowing progression of the series, but I don't think that's what we want. I just think we want to keep it true to its roots. When Resident Evil tried to go too far away and switch it up, it kind of went off the rails, right, to say the least. You could certainly argue. So what do you think of the Resident Evil trailer? Let me know in the comments. I know it's such a beloved franchise that we're almost at the point where whatever they do, someone's going to be disappointed. But there's some massive Resident Evil fans on this channel. Zien Omega and Fefa Milo, the family OG. So definitely worth listening to what they think, I would say. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the live chat. I'm super curious to hear. Is there anything else that I should be looking at video game wise that was announced yesterday? We could ask Grok. And I can do some more reactions if you want. What else was announced other than Resident Evil Requiem today? The Laughing Man in the comments says, I never played 7 or 8. After watching the trailer, I went and bought them both on Steam right away. Oh, okay, right, okay, that's cool. So that means that Capcom are getting it right. If it makes you want to go out and play the previous games, they've definitely done something right. Xeno Omega wants me to watch the James Bond. I don't want to watch that because I already know that it's Oakway, so it doesn't. I can't. Are you really gonna make me watch that? Am I really gonna watch that? We had a great time yesterday. We played Night Rain for 8.5 hours. I was so tired at the end. Didn't eat anything that day. That I forgot how to play. I forgot how to do the ability, and I put my weapon away, and I was just running around with. I didn't know what was going on at the end. My brain just melted. There's definitely time to sleep. Okay, so here are things that were announced at the Summer Game Fest 2025. Stranger Than Heaven. Okay, Zien, I'll show you, bro. Stranger Than Heaven, set in 1943 Japan, a neo-noir aesthetic with brawling gameplay and dynamic character interactions, drawing comparisons to Like a Dragon series. Whole lot of... Okay, Zien, I'll watch it. Scott Pilgrim, a new 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up. What? Full-player co-op? Okay. Mecha Break. Infinitesimals. Doesn't really look like many great things got announced. Mixtape. Skateboarding in Teenage Life. And Annapurna Interactive. That's a mountain that's really hard to climb, isn't it? With a 90s soundtrack. Whole lot of mercy. Lies of P Overture. DLC for Lies of P. Coming June the 6th. What? That's today? Am I... what? Never played that. Lego Party. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Wow, there was loads of... I feel like we should watch the whole thing. Oh, mate. Could someone let me know, what is the Souls-like game that is kind of Chinese-like and it's very black? The aesthetic is black and kind of soot and dust and coal-like. And there's a lot of sword play and big monsters. It looks like Wukong, but it's not Wukong. What is that? What is that? I think it was made by a Hong Kong studio. And it wasn't Wukong, but it looked like it. And I always got it confused with Wukong. Do you know what I'm talking? Wu-Chang. So are you sure that... Is that out now? I don't think it is that, dude. It's something else that I was thinking of, because the main character was a man. What am I thinking of? I don't think it was Wu-Chang. I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, no, it's not Wu-Chang. I was thinking of something else. It wasn't female character led, and it wasn't that colorful. What am I thinking of, Ajay, in the comments? I didn't. Woe Long Fallen Dynasty, is that it? No. I want to know what that is. No, it's not that. I don't know what it was. I'm sure Ajay can help me in the comments. I know that he knows. I know that you know. Anyways, let's just have a look at some other games, shall we? So, Stranger Than Heaven, and then after that we'll react to James Bond for Zien. Let's react to this then. Neo Noir, set in 1943 Japan, before the war. This is gonna be mental. Stranger Than Heaven. All right, let's react to this. Stranger Than Heaven. Okay, this looks good. Oh, wow. This looks so good. I got goosebumps. Oh, and the animation's shonky. This is a PS4 crossover, isn't it? He's smoking a cigar, bruv, with the whiskey. Mate, what is this? Stranger Than Heaven? Is that it? No. Bro. Oh, no, okay, I was thinking, they didn't have this in the... Mate, look at this! This is what I wanted, right? I told you I wanted some... Mate. With the jazz? Dude, look at this! Please tell me. Oh, this looks silly. Graphics are a bit shonk. Is it? It must be cross-platform, right? Okay. Do you know what? This is going to be awesome because it's silly. This has the Japanese silliness that we know and love. The Lost Judgment.
Got a name? Mako Daito. Daito.
Look, no holds barred Japanese take on the West is wicked, and I'm all for this.
A Jap then, huh?
Don't I look like one?
You're not? So, what are you then?
Shana. 俺が知りてえや。
Alright, I don't know. It looks a bit silly, but I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Stranger Than Heaven. Yeah, so it's some weird. It's not, obviously not. It's just, I don't know. It's future and it's retro at the same time. So kind of like that. Kind of like it. Okay, that was quite cool. That was quite cool. I'm just up for something new, and that looks quite new, although it's similar to those Like a Dragon games. I don't know, the other games, nothing looks really super special. Top-down hack and slash, alien soldiers fighting bug creatures, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids style game, Acts of Blood, solo developed brawler, Wildgate, 20-player fantasy, Lies of P. Okay, nah. I don't know. Nothing else can be that good if it's this far down the list. You want me to watch James Bond? Am I really gonna do? God, am I really gonna do this? I don't think I need to even say anything. I think this is gonna speak for itself. Let's do it. First Light. Oh, here we go. Oh, but I mean, that looks quite good. The graphics look good. Okay, now I have to say, right, that intro everything looked good. I've got such low expectations, it's going to come across amazing, but look, Okay, car on the motor, wearing the wicked shoes. Got the classic car. Sound effects good. Borrowing from the world's elegant history. Look, we've got all these amazing designs from I don't know what era it is or exactly, but this looks like this is mythic, right? Got some mythic kind of statue. And some super nerds will actually know the name for these kind of ornate designs, but this all looks cool. The mask, again, looks like some kind of is it Greek or Roman? Got the kind of foliage thing in his hair, searching for the vocabulary, but it borrows from history, feels very archetypal and cool, and it looks kind of organic, but actually it's robotic if you go in. I just like what I'm seeing. And look, the coloring of this is fucking unbelievable. Look at that. It's so beautiful with the shadow and the exotic locale. James Bond, British man, going on the hero's journey to all these exotic places. I really like this. Look at the lighting. Got the babe. Even a little hint of booba. Look at this. Look at this. Look, and we've got the future. It's retro future. This is today's theme. And the chest, bruv. We got all these classic pastimes. Look, and the freaking... Look. You've done it so well. Please don't F this up. Look, and the violence. Some manly... Mate, clonked him. It clonked him so hard. I can barely pause it in time. Clonked him. Stop Asian hate.
His parents.
Dude, you know I love K2. Is that? I actually think that is K2 alpha footage power. Wait a minute. I think that. Wait a minute. If that's K2, I don't care what comes next. This game was made for me. Is that K2? Is that K2? Bruv! I love K2. I love this mountain. I'm autistic for this mountain. Literal autism. Look, I think... Is it... I mean, they all look the same from... No, that is K2. Look. No, I don't know. It looks like K2. It's good enough for me. Alright. Oh, this is a pre-trailer trailer, says Laughing Man. So what? This isn't going to be like... This isn't the gameplay? Okay, wait. Powered by Glacier. Not Unreal. That means it's good. It's not going to look the same as everything else. Our mix of gameplay cutscenes and... Okay. I got excited for nothing. But we can get a little taster, right?
Cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain.
Why you love K2. Bro, read the Wikipedia for the K2 disaster. The worst disaster. And watch the documentary with the really old... Where it tells you about the K2 disaster. It's the craziest stuff ever, bro. It's unbelievable. Wait, hold on a minute. Okay, James Bond never really famed for its realism. He's climbing K2 without gloves. Honest to God, you would lose all of your fingers to frostbite within 30 minutes if you even... No wonder his fingers are red like a lobster, bruv.
Fall, then found his way off that mountain.
Bro, what the hell?
To save him. Parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found...
Bro, why is his parents taking him up K2 without gloves? What kind of parents did James Bond have? It was a good thing he got cut loose, bruv. That's proper abusive. Lucky he's... Wait, are you serious?
Cut their own rope.
Dude, James Bond's parents, worst parents of all time. Listen to this, right? Get your head around this one.
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain.
James Bond's parents took him up K2 without gloves. Could you have more horrible parents? I don't think you could.
He was 11 years old.
Bro, listen. If your parents take you up K2 even with gloves, your parents are actually trying to murder you. So James Bond's parents, you can see why he grew up with such a beast. That's some Spartan shit. Pocket Fluff in the comments says maybe he's related to Chuck Norris and is immune to silly things like frostbite. You'd have to imagine. This is actually the most ridiculous plot of all James Bonds. Amazon, right? Jeff Bezos, what have you done to Bond?
Then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Bruh. Listen, I'm sorry, but why do you have to throw away all of what you've done with some ridiculous hard leftist, like ugly, manly email fake character? They never put... See, James Bond has hot women because it's made by men and it's the male fantasy. And then leftists believe that because men are disproportionately business owners and successful and entrepreneurial, that's because they're oppressors and they're victimizing everyone else. And so anything a man does is bad. And any male creation and male fantasy, which is a normal manifestation of just being a man, therein is a bad thing. So we had to remove all attractive females from James Bond because it represents something that's exploitative. It's a creation of the evil, oppressing man who's trying to exploit women and only use them for their looks. But really, it's just a natural thing. Men are hardwired to be entrepreneurial, adventurous, and seek out an attractive mate. No, all of that's bad because men are oppressors. Let's put a really ugly female character in. This is basically the decision of a DEI department, aka Marxists. That would never be a boss in a British spy agency. Dude. You just... It's like making someone a delicious roast dinner. What's the best roast dinner ever? Christmas dinner, right? You make roast dinner, you roast the turkey for hours, you get it all right. You get the roast potatoes, you get the Yorkshire pudding, get the gravy, like lashings of gravy, bruv. And then you realize, as it's not even that, the stuffing is in there, the carrots, the parsnips, the cranberry sauce, the bread sauce, the Brussels sprouts, the chipolatas, bruv, the pigs in blankets, chipolatas wrapped in bacon, got it all. And then when it's served to you, you have some gravy that is spoiled. I don't know, the gravy's old or there's something wrong with the gravy, and you pour that spoiled gravy all over all of this delicious meal that you've made. That is this James Bond game. You got the history, you got the legacy, you got the aesthetic, you got K2, you got Bond kicking ass. Then you put some woke forced diversity DEI all over it, which is this spoiled gravy, and you spoil the whole thing. That's what you did. And then when you criticize what they've done, like forcing leftist intersectional politics into the game, they're going to call you an acist, Ray. They're going to call you a bad person. And then they politicize the game. That's what they want to do. These people create this self-perpetuating cycle of victimhood that gives them a pretext to take over your game and justifies their position and paycheck. They want there to be some kind of conflict. Then they can say, look, all these trolls online, like criticizing the game. Now you need this DI department. You need us to kind of protect against all this acism, Ray, and exism, say. These people wanted you to be pissed off with the DEI. They wanted to gaslight you for noticing the BS, the political stuff that's nothing to do with games they put into the game. Justifies their paycheck. Look what they did to James Bond, y'all. Look what they did to James Bond. At least make the boss like... You had Q. You know, Q is a kind of noble woman. Respectable, but Bond doesn't take any ish from her. You know she's going to boss Bond around. This is bonkers, bro.
In Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his
It's mad how DEI took over everything. I thought wokeness was over, bro.
instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
Why are they so revisionist history? Communists always do this.
What he did in Iceland was insubordination.
No time to DEI. That's what someone must have done that already.
He was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
Because look, okay, they made this archetypal white like protagonist, and he's so archetypal that they felt like they had to balance it out with as much DEI as possible all around him. They felt guilty for putting this character in. Also, this looks like some American Marvel protagonist. This doesn't look like James Bond. Has a bit of kind of, he's not your typical beautiful male. There's something quite rugged about him, and he looks, I don't know, they put a scar on him to try and make him look a bit more rugged, but he looks a bit more like an American hero. So Ajay, you're a black man in the comments. What's your opinion about like the black boss of Bond and like the female black boss of Bond? What's your opinion about it? I'd like to know. Do you know what that's like, right? Putting it's like the two black people in that kind of old school British the halls and facility, which is something you'd associate with basically white people, let's be honest. That is like in Wakanda, the boss of Black Panthers, this like white dude and this white woman like giving Black Panther the orders. Dude, if you did that in Black Panther, it would be a cataclysm of whining and screeching and screaming online. But you know that they were trolling when they did that, bro. This is insane.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
Bro.
James?
Dude, this doesn't look like James Bond. Are you kidding me? I mean, Amazon's an American company, right? It's like if Americans interpreted James Bond. Surely that's not made by... That is definitely not made by a British person. There's no way, dude.
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond.
Bro, oh my... Okay, James Bond's boss is already some minging Marxist like hero for the left, heroine, and is bad enough with the other dude in who's pulling the strings in MI5, MI6, whatever it is. I thought you'd gone maximum woke, but no, there's no limit to... You can always get a little bit uglier. You can always get a little bit uglier and a little bit more... You've got to be kidding. This is actually a parody, right? If you made a parody on SNL of wokeness, it would basically be this. This is not even... Dude, you've got to be kidding me. I wasn't expecting that. Oh my God, man. I mean, these people have to keep wokeness alive, because if they don't, they'd never be able to look in the mirror. Wokeness is just justification for ugly people. It just makes them feel better about themselves. That's why they're always minging. They're always minging. And they feel resentful because they look bad, and then they just make everyone look minging because they want to normalize being minging. Bro, DI is not over. What the actual...
He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Mate, she's like leading Bond. I'm not sure I can actually finish this trailer. It's so woke.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
Bro, you've got to be kidding me. It's funny because these things have been in development for ages, and they didn't quite get the message that it's really going to bankrupt. Well, DEI is still firmly embedded, and these projects are in development for years. So this was probably started before like Concord really, flopped hard, and Dragon Age Veilguard flopped. Like, it was too late to remove this kind of stuff. But that could only be made by a woke person. As I say, woke people believe that men are oppressors and everyone else is a victim. And so men who traditionally make video games will put attractive female characters in because they're victimizers. They want to victimize women. So any women they put in the game, they make them ugly and unattractive. So what are they even trying to do? It's to try to give power to women. Women are exploited by men, and they're only used for like sexual gratification, and they're only in there to serve the man, to make the man feel good, to give the man some kind of arousal. So to help women, we have to remove all the beautiful women for the game, and that's going to uplift women. We're going to stop women being sexual objects, and we're going to make women into something more and something better and something strong. And don't get me wrong, like if you put a woman in a game just because she's attractive for sexual pleasure or whatever, although there's nothing wrong with it, you certainly can argue that there's room for women in male-dominated and male-created products more than just as a sex object. Like some of the greatest franchises ever have had that element in it, right? Like Ripley and Aliens and stuff like that, and Terminator. You had Sarah Connor. She's really cool, but men like technology, so men gravitate towards these industries, and men disproportionately make video games. It's not because they're victimizers or you know, they've taken over the industry by force. It's just naturally the way that how to say it. It's just, if men are left to their own devices, they're going to end up gravitating to fields of technology like video games, and then they're going to put things into the game that are just manifestations of the male experience, and that is beautiful women. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually normal for a man to put things into a game like a beautiful woman and like things like spy themes and action and stuff like that. If that wasn't in a game, I think something's kind of wrong with the man. And now we've got this, basically. We've got this because, no, it's not normal for men to put a hot woman in a game or a movie. It's actually a form of oppression to Marxists. And so they have to justify their job. If they couldn't like call out sexism, exism, say, and acism, Ray, and stuff like that, these people wouldn't have a job. So they have a vested interest in finding acism, Ray, and exism, say, where it doesn't even exist. And so then they can get paid to put this stuff in the game. And as I said, your reaction to it will be used as confirmation bias that they were right, and then they need to put more of this stuff in the game, and they need a pay rise or they can keep their job. It's this kind of toxic, self-sustaining cycle of Marxist victimhood they keep putting everywhere. It's just unbelievable. As I said, it's like a parody. It's like a parody of itself. And if there's one franchise that is predicated upon beautiful women and babes, it is James Bond. Women like this simply cannot exist within James Bond. So this game is dead on arrival. Dude, and at least get the look of James Bond right. That is just, whoever is making this game has no idea about James Bond. You'd never make him look like that.
So you shouldn't have.
This is basically Americans made James Bond.
Most delicacy.
Bro.
Facing a situation of the utmost delicacy. I need all my pieces on the board.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the end game is, we won't see it coming.
This looks like Americans made James Bond.
Jet lag. Gets me every time.
She's not your friend.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. It's like, okay. The Fortnite influence is here. So we've got the kind of bright neon, like pinkish colors. We've got some kind of festival, some rave. Like, let's get the kids interested in James Bond. Bro, this is as far away from... Americans made James Bond, y'all. Americans made James Bond.
She's an
Wait. Look at the DJ as well. Look who the DJ is. Of course, it's like some blue-haired whammon. Bro, this is actually freaking dead on arrival.
She's an asset.
With respect, Mom.
Jogglebass in the comments said the people who made Hitman allegedly made this, so what a waste, man.
To hell with that.
The music sounds out of place because it looks like some American thing.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, Headhunting.
And they're so dirty. So at the beginning of the trailer, they cut out the stuff that they knew James Bond fans like, but then the meat of it is just infected by DEI. Oh, this is not good though, bro. They just put all this fan service crap in. There's no way, dude. That was supremely bad. Everything is wrong with that. Everything is wrong. James Bond, for starters, looks like an American.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
Yeah, so you can see, like, it's American humor as well. This is not written by British people. I would bet money on it. I can just feel it, I'm telling you. And it's massively infected by DEI. Look at the cat, mate. What is that? You got to be you can't be serious. That is your what? What is that? Bro, and like the weird eyes that it looks lifelike, but the eyes look cartoony. What in the world was that? Weapon. Oh, bro. If that wasn't bad enough, look, it's going to have some loot box stuff. Got some weapon skins. You're going to have some fruity James Bond flower weapon skin. You cannot be serious. Well, Xeno Omega, I hope you're happy now. You got me to watch that. It was freaking awful. Oh, my lord. Super bad. Right. I literally just woke up. I'm going to leave you with a picture of a K2 mountain while I go to the bathroom. And I'll be back to discuss more. Oh my lord. So, K2. Am I watching anything else? Why you got me? Atomic Hearts 2, is that good? Palette cleanser. Laughing Man, you're on Twitch. You're a Twitch streamer. Okay, well at least we had Resident Evils 1,000 times. Can you imagine? Okay, compare. So James Bond is a bigger franchise than Resident Evil. Obviously not in gaming, but just as a franchise. It could have been so much worse for Resident Evil. Could have been so much worse. But does that mean that we're slowly getting acclimatized to kind of Itaché games? Worse games. Are we going to watch anything else? What am I watching? But do you Twitch stream, Laughing Man? Atomic Hearts 2, is that new? Was that just announced? What's Atomic Hearts 2? Okay, apparently this is a palette cleanser courtesy of Laughing Man. So hit me up with this. Atomic Hearts 2. Alright, palette cleanser, here we come.
The great Silkovsky once said, one could count 1,000,000 billion suns in the known universe. So why do we deny other intelligent beings? It is said, if they were out there, they would have visited Earth.
It's a whale. Wow. What's this?
My answer is, maybe they will visit us. But time has not come yet for this.
Bro, what is this?
The dawn of a new era. The era of Atomic Heart 2.
I'm gonna get my stream banned. Copyright strike. Freddie Mercury. No, but this is like Guardians of the Galaxy BS. Nah, bro, I gotta mute this because it's gonna... I don't like the way Guardians of the Galaxy just piggybacks off some classic tune. But this looks amazing though. Graphically, holy crap, does this look good. Yeah, that whoever's idea it was to put in Freddie Mercury there should be fired. Like, that just totally killed the mood of it. Just cheapened it. It actually, this should have a more serious tone. This looks great without the music. Super cool. Got that. Look, Art Deco. You can't go. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, what? Bro, let's buy this game. Well, this is amazing. Okay, the music. This is freaking incredible. This is on PC, obviously. Nothing looks like this on PlayStation. Was this PS? Dude, look how good this looks. It's a big clonking booty. It literally put it in its... Mate, how good is this? I don't know. Oh, I'm buying day one. Bro, video gaming has been saved. This isn't just a palette cleanser. This is a total memory wipe. Followed by a 5-star meal. What the hell was that? What is that? It's so... Oh my god. Mate, Atomic Hearts? Mate, thank you for that. Oh my lord, that's fantastic, bruv. Palette cleanse, exactly. Thanks, Laughing Man. Okay, everyone. So like, I got my best friend to get what is it? Elden Ring Night Rain. The thing is, I want to play with purple and yellow. But my friend's ready to play, so I've got to play my best friend. So I'm basically going to do the original missions again and learn the game a bit better. I might play with him, like live. We could do it. My best friend since I was 10. You know, I love this guy. So I think I've got to do it. So I'm going to duck out. I might be back later on with the perps, but probably be playing this with my best mate. If it goes live, you will be the first to know. Thank you so much, everyone. New Resident Evil game announced. Resident Evil Requiem, Resident Evil 9 coming in February 2026 for PlayStation and Xbox. I think it looks quite good. The James Bond is non-binary. And what was that? I don't know what it was. When is that coming? Whatever that game was. Atomic Hearts 2. Freaking amazing. Yeah, glad I could catch you live.